Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. Stay tuned and watch the rest of this video as we take a look and unbox this Arrma Vorteks. Alright, here we go. So hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So welcome to another day here of What's New Today. So you probably heard all the news about the Arrma Vorteks. Everyone has been picking this up. I think last week is the first time that anybody could release any news on the Arrma Vorteks. It's slated to be released by Horizon Hobbies beginning, I think around May 1st. When I checked in to order mine, it said that the release date was April 2021. But I think the first people who are having a crack at this Arrma Vorteks are basically like all the YouTube reviewers. From what I've learned, local hobby shops are getting them earlier than anyone ordering on Horizon. So I was kind of shocked when I got a notification on Instagram that my local hobby shop that I go to actually had these in stock. So they did have one of each color. Unfortunately, today is Monday, and last week they had one of each color, like I mentioned, and they had the purple one, and what other colors did they have? So they had in stock the purple one, which I wanted to get. They have this blue and green Vorteks, and lastly, it's the red, white, and blue Vorteks. So on Instagram, this is the picture that they posted. I went there today, and luckily they still had it in stock. So this was the last one that they got. Living in Hawaii, as you know, or maybe you don't know, it's hard to get RCs locally. You basically have to order ours from the mainland, and they do charge an arm and a leg because look at the size of this box. This is a 3S Arrma, and the box isn't as large as something like, if you were to order like an infraction or a felony, maybe even an X-Max. So those boxes are way larger. So I know when I've ordered RCs in the past, they've been closer to like $100 in shipping. And I use USPS Priority Mail, which for Hawaii, that means 3 to 5 days shipping. And it's insured. So I was just happy to know that they had this at my local hobby shop, and I directly picked it up. So I'm going to cancel my order at Horizon. Sorry, Horizon, but they have it in stock, and I just couldn't wait to get this. So, as you know, everyone's been posting videos of this. The most I guess amazing thing about this 3S is the speeds that it can reach. If you have things like the Traxxas Max or the Traxxas Haas, I think the Haas will do like 30 to 40 miles an hour. The Max is like 40, closer to 50 miles an hour. But those, like the Haas is on 3S, and you have to upgrade to the larger pinion, I believe. The Max 2, it runs on 4S, but people who've been running these straight out of the box are getting already 45, a little bit under 50 miles an hour on the stock pinion, and there is an included pinion to get you closer to 60. But all the videos that I've watched, it's been around 55, 56 miles an hour. Not really 60, but there's things that that'll make it go faster depending on your lipo and the burst speed on that. So I'm just glad to have gotten this. So you're already seen all the unboxing videos, the specs on this. Basically, we do know that it is a 3S stadium truck. It is a short course stadium truck, which I kind of like, and I'm kind of liking it because compared to something like the Mojave 6S or the Traxxas UDR or even like my Max, which are kind of like larger vehicles, I do kind of like and start to appreciate the smaller 3S and 4S stadium trucks or RCs, because for me, it's just a little bit easier to bring with me. If I'm going to a park, bigger vehicles like the Mojave and the UDR do take a little bit more space. I run my Max, which I kind of like a lot. As you know, I'll show an upcoming video of me putting in the Max 6 combo in there, because I do have a Max 6 ESC as well as a motor Did I put in a motor? No, let me correct you. Correct myself. I did put in a Max 6 ESC there. My Mojave, I have a Max 6 combo. I have a 1650 kV motor and a Max 6 ESC, and we need to take that out because the last time I did take it out, I did lose an axle. But let's not divert too much. So let's get back to this Vorteks. So again, I did get the red, white, and blue color. You've seen a lot of the unboxings, a lot of the news of what it carries. When I first saw this, I did not know that there was an original release or original version of this Vorteks. Basically, when I looked up on video on YouTube, there was a brushed version of this vehicle. So it was kind of interesting to read about that. The chassis was different than what it's currently like now. Take this off. Comes with just this here to hold up the truck, and here is the vehicle. There you go. I'll put it up front, and the rest of it is just the. Let's see. Let's take a look inside. It's the remote. One of the things that people are happy about, and Arrma has been listening from what everyone's been saying on YouTube, because for the money that you spend, this is a little bit more expensive than your typical 3S vehicle. I am happy that it is cheaper than something like the Haas. I was kind of shocked that the Haas cost so much, but I guess you do pay for what you buy. You know, you do have to pay a little bit more for quality, and that's what it seems like, because the Haas is really well made. There's a lot of part support for that. That's for the Haas. And in looking at this Vorteks, there's a lot of good things about this Vorteks from what I've heard on YouTube and seen on YouTube. So let me put this on the side. So here's the Vorteks itself. It comes with these nice rims and tires. It is a short course stadium truck, so it's not any different than the Sentin, I believe it is. I did have a 3S Sentin, which I did sell. But again, I'm kind of getting back into those smaller vehicles, so I do have my Creighton 4S. And if you watch my video, I had a lot of fun with that. So this is my Creighton 4S. All I had to do was rebuild the rear diff on this one. I put on some LP tires on this as well, compared to the Minakawas. So I want to take this out for another batch too. But again, like I said, I do have a bunch of 3S batteries, lipo batteries, so I can use that for this vehicle. And it is small enough so that I can take it out to the park. But again, like I was mentioning, again, it does cost a little bit more, but they've added a few things to this remote. So it's a Dx3 remote, and it has a typical the Arrma functions where you can select between 50, 75, and 100 on your throttle restriction. But what they've added to this is an ADC. So for those of you who do like speed runs, because this is capable of 60 miles an hour. Again, they do have ADC on this. So as you know, for those that are doing top speed or high mile per hour runs, the ADC will help keep your vehicle straight, tracking straight. But for bashing, I normally turn mine off. So that's one of the functions. Another function is that on top of this remote, you can actually take off the cover. And I forgot to ask at my local hobby shop about this, but they do have something similar to the Traxxas, which is like a Bluetooth module. And Arrma also has their own app where once you plug in the Bluetooth module into here, you download the app on your phone. You're able to do some setting changes with your Bluetooth phone, as well as the app, such as steering rate. But it's similar to Arrma. I do have similar to Traxxas. I do have for my Traxxas, Traxxas Max, and my Traxxas Haas, I do use the app, but it's very seldom. I only use it to adjust my endpoints on my steering, and that's pretty much it. For Traxxas, you do have to buy a bunch of the sensors in order to track motor temps and your motor speed for some of those things, for telemetry on the reporting. For this Arrma, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's included in the ESC. I haven't watched in full detail the Bluetooth capabilities and monitoring of it, and I haven't used it, but I did want to get it just for the purpose of the end make, because it is sort of like under $20. So I thought, that isn't too much. So before we do an unwrapping on this, we just want to look at what's inside the package, and it's basically your typical things that comes with the new RC. Basically, it's your manual. There is a manual in here, and then what I kind of saw on YouTube that everyone else has been doing on their unboxing is that, I see here, yep, there is an exploded version, exploded view of all the parts, which comes kind of like in handy. When I take apart my vehicles, I always got to go to the main website and then check, by vehicle the different parts. So if I do break something and I need to replace it, I got to go on the internet and website and go by model and exploded view or the PDF, and this kind of comes in handy. So if I do need to order something, I can just take this out, keep it handy next to me and in my storage bin, and I can just access this. Again, you have your manual here. Talks about your remote, some of the settings, and most importantly, how to set up your remote and your ESC. So I will be changing some things on this. On my vehicles, I kind of like to run 100% braking. Punch I kind of leave alone. I just want to double check things like if there is a lipo battery discharge limit that you want to set. For example, like 3.75 volts per cell on your lipo. If that's capable of doing that on this ESC to give you a warning, then I like to set it at that. But aside from the braking, I don't change the punch much on my vehicles. It's basically just that. So it's good to have this around. And lastly, what's in here is some basic parts in here. They do give you some spare tethers for the body. Those rubber tethers that Arrma is known for. So when you unclip your body, those pins, are attached to those rubber tethers. So they give you spare tethers. And so this is kind of nice to have. If I don't use it for my Arrma, I might use it for something else. I might use it for my LMT, because as you know, I do have like a Pro Drive F-150 monster body on it, and I'm using pins. So I could use this, for that. And then lastly, there's some shocks, shock spacers. That's a preload. There's a few hex wrenches in here. And the other one is for you speed guys, speed demons. There is, let's see here, what is this? 20 pin? Yep, it's a 20T pinion. So there's a 20T pinion in here. So for those of you trying to want to reach the 60 mile an hour top speed, you can swap out your D-ring pinion. Okay, but I tend to like to do a lot of bashing, so I'm just going to keep this in the bag and save it for something else. There is also a dedicated tool wrench in here, and it's a little bit different in shape, and which is kind of good. So I kind of know that this will be just for my Arrma Vorteks. And like some people have mentioned, it kind of looks like one of those Men in Black space guns. If you ever watched Men in Black and Will Smith busts out one of his guns, this was one of them. I think when he was first inducted into Men in Black, if you like the movies, he had this small little gun that looks like this, and when he shot it, it kind of discharged a pretty big blast. But I'll see what this kind of unscrews. It seems like a small hex here, a larger hex over here, and even a larger hex on this side. And then I'm not sure what these are here, but it looks like they're like hold downs, or I don't know. So this is a dedicated tool just for your vortex. Okay, so let's put this on the side, and let's take a look at the vehicle itself. Now, when I get my vehicles, the first thing that I do is kind of do a look over and see, just to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. some people check the box, like for example, just to see if there's any jet fluid leaking. And I didn't see any wet spots inside the box, so I'm kind of happy about that. That maybe they didn't overfill it at the manufacturer and none of it leaked out. But let's take this part off and reveal. So this is the Arrma Vorteks. So the color itself, you know what? I'm kind of digging the red, white, and blue. Kind of has that Captain America look to it. I mean, I had my heart set on the purple, and it's because that everything that I have is sort of like red and white, or black and green, or silver, or whatever. The Haas that I have is black and green. The UDR is orange and white, and the Max is a rock and roll color. But I'm not totally disappointed that I could only get this color. So it does look kind of good. I wish I had the purple one again. Purple just stands out a little bit more. So, but it seems like everyone's getting the purple. So at least I got something that if I go to the park, someone else is a Vorteks. I know which one is mine because it's not purple. It's going to be red, white, and blue. And just to let you know, if there's only 3 on the island, I'm the 3rd person on the island of Oahu to get this. Because I'm pretty sure Horizon didn't mail any out. So not unless somebody from Hawaii knows of another private hobby store in the mainland that got it and shipped it to them, then I think I'm the 3rd person on Oahu to get this. So post up if you're from Oahu or Hawaii. And if you have a Vorteks, it'd be interesting to know. And then thanks to all you guys. You guys have been commenting. Hey, you're from Hawaii. Hey, you're in Kaneohe. It's nice to know that there's people from Hawaii kind of posting or watching my channel because I am in Hawaii and they kind of like the view. So here's the, again, we'll get back to subject. This is the Vorteks. I figured, okay, let me take a look at the box. I figured what tires these are. But these tires, is it the Kratar? Kratar tire? Because I'm really digging these tires. And I might be picking this up for something else. I don't know. Will this fit anything else? I'll see what else. But they're really pretty aggressive. They kind of remind me of sort of like the Traxxas Haas and their tires, the Sledgehammer tires. So again, let me take off this body. So again, what I do when I first get my RC is just to double check everything. So I'll pretty much go over every screw and make sure that they're all tightened. I might not, and typically I do not do this because it's kind of a hassle, and because I don't have diff fluid on hand or in stock. It's hard to get right now during this pandemic, and it seems like diff fluid has been sold out everywhere. I was able to pick up some 100,000 diff fluid, and I'm going to save that for my infraction and my Mojave, because I'm thinking of putting 100,000 front and rear, and then 500,000 in the center. I just don't have 500,000. But again, I go over every little screw just to make sure that everything is tightened down, and nothing will loosen up or nothing will come apart if I'm at the park. Because usually I only bring a certain amount of tools with me when I dash, but I'll go through everything. I'll go through all the screws on the bottom of the chassis, make sure that everything that's inside the chassis or in the tub is held securely. I will take off let's see here, my receiver box. Where's my receiver box in this? I see the motor. The motor has a small fan on this. I think it's like a 30mm fan. I'm not sure. But you know what I might do? I might put one of my Nidex server fans on this for the motor, just to make sure that keeps warm. And there is a small fan for the ESC. I'll probably just leave that stock. But I definitely want to put a bigger fan over the motor, because that's kind of simple for me to do. I do have like a GCRC fan, but I also have these other fans. You see here. Well, this is the Gone Racing fan. This is the GCRC fan, but it's a little bit big, so that won't fit there. But I do have like these other fans, these Nidex fans. These are fans that you can get off eBay. It's also a 40mm fan. and you can get these pretty cheap. If you have some, if you're not, if you have time in your hands, you can buy these fans. I think you can get them between $5 to $10. I was able to do a search and order like a bulk amount, which is like 7 of these, and I got them for like $5 each. And basically, all I had to do was snip the wires, and I just bought some balance leads. These are 3S balance leads plugs, and I just soldered it to the fan. And then the only thing I need to do is for my whatever vehicle I put this on, like either my Traxxas Haas. Watch my video on the Traxxas Haas. It shows one of these Nidec fans on it. My Mojave, I have it kind of like there is that top brace that goes across. I basically had zip tied it to that center brace, just using zip ties, and just pointing it downwards at the motor, sort of like this. I'll turn it sideways. So if there was a center brace or top brace here, I zip tied it so that it's basically facing the motor, just like that. And that works well for me. So I just need to see if I can somehow put this directly on top of the motor on the heat sink like this. And I won't be able to use all 4 screws like the stock motor has. But we'll see if I can get at least 1 or 2 of them on top of this, on this heat sink, and see if that works, you know? But this is a great way of getting fans. I mean, the only reason I did this is that when I bought these GCRC fans, this is the version 2. They actually cost $60 a pop. I mean, I do understand they're great fans. They blow a lot of air. They do blow more than this in comparison. But to spend $60 to $65 on this, including shipping to Hawaii, versus me making this for like maybe $10 to $12, I think, you know, you add the math. I can do 5 of these fans or just 1 of these. So I'm doing 5 of these fans. So that's just to, you know, show you what I kind of typically do with my vehicles. Getting back to the Vorteks, again, I'm not going to go over every single little detail. You can watch other videos on this. I basically, and then I'm already charging one of my lipos, my Electron Pro 3S lipos. I'm going to take this out for a bash today, just in my backyard.
Hey gang, so here you are in my backyard. I knew I was gonna, well, I kind of mentioned I was gonna put this in a separate video, me bashing, but I figured just give you a little teaser in my backyard. Basically, I tightened all the screws on my Vorteks here, lost for words, and I did hook up my Nidec fan to the heatsink on the motor. So if you see that, I'll put a picture of that or a video in this video. But straight out of the box, I mean, I've been playing with this about 5 minutes now, but straight out of the box, it reminds me of the Mojave 6S, where I just had so much fun straight out of the box. Nothing to mess around with. Basically, the only thing I changed was the brake on the ESC. I kind of set it at 100% brake, because normally where I bash is kind of like not too much room, so I do need a short or a quick way to stop, so that's why I set my brake to 100%, but everything else is stock. So, and if you're wondering, it was kind of like raining a little bit earlier, so the grass is a little wet, and this ramp got a little wet, so it's actually spinning the wheels on the ramp, so that's why I'm not getting any traction on the ramp to get some distance. But I can't get too much of a runway, because this is a very small ramp. It's a ramp I picked up on Amazon. I mean, I couldn't find an RC ramp affordable enough. I just couldn't find one, so this was the only ramp that they had. It's a small ramp, if not an extra small ramp, and a medium-sized one would have been perfect. So I'm kind of used to it here now, because I was using this same spot for my LMT yesterday afternoon. But let me tell you, this Vorteks, it's a lot of fun. It's a short wheelbase truck, just like the Arrma Outcast. Oh, I'm sorry, the Arrma Creighton 4S that I have, so it won't do like backflips or wheelies as easily as something like an Outcast. But it's really controllable like the Creighton 4S. Very similar. But this thing just flies on 3S. I mean, this is just 3S. I mean, this and like the Losi is so underrated on power. They're both 3S vehicles, but man, I can see how this thing can do 60 on the optional pinion there. But a lot of fun.
Again, that's the thing about 3S. I think that's why Arrma 3S and 4S vehicles are so popular. The brush versions are great for beginners. And then just for playtime, 3S and 4S is just small to bring with you everywhere. Now that Arrma has these new Vortex, they're quick. And it's only on 3S, which most of us have. So 3S lipo, Arrma, Arrma tough baby. We'll see how tough this one is. See if anything breaks. I haven't seen anybody have any videos of theirs breaking, except for CCRC in the background with his. And again, it's not his fault. Well, it was kind of his fault, not Arrma's fault, but it was his fault because he just ran too many batteries, lipo batteries back to them. So that's it, gang. That's the unboxing for this Arrma Vorteks. Again, it's on 3S. I'm just glad and happy that my local hobby shop had this in stock 1 week ahead of what I was expecting Horizon to ship it out. I was kind of expecting Horizon to ship theirs out, the 1st of May, but even when I ordered stuff in the past, the only one that came in pretty quick was my green Gravedigger LMT. I got that pretty quick. I actually got that in a couple of days. So it's just not to knock down or knock Horizon Hobby. Horizon Hobby has super quick shipping. I paid not much for shipping. I didn't pay $100. I think I paid like $20 or $30 for shipping. And when my order placed and the time that I got it in like 2 to 3 days. I ordered on the got a notification on Friday, Saturday, don't count Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think I got it in 4 days. So Horizon, not knocking you down. You do fast shipping, but the demand for vehicles when they're new is so high that you do have to wait your turn in line to get it. So again, I'm just glad my local hobby shop got this in. If you're in Hawaii, I got mine at the Habitat. Check it out. It's a great RC store. There's also Ohana RC. There's also Sandy Fleming's. Sorry if I'm missing anybody else, but those are the 3 stores I normally go to. But Habitat is my one-stop shop when I need RC stuff. So that's it, guys. The next video you see, I'll be taking this out for a bash. I'll be doing things like reinforcing my body and, again, tightening all the screws and going through the screws. So I hope you like this video. Stay tuned to my channel. I want you guys to support and like and subscribe so I can grow my channel. Everything that I get, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so the money that I'm paying for RCs come out of my pocket. So do need to monetize somehow my channel and hope that it keeps growing. And again, this is what's new for today in Hawaii in the 808. So we'll see you next time. All right, see you later.